Okay, let's take an example. Now if you have been given something like this, say a problem like this, you have been given a function like this, x cubed minus 4x squared minus ax plus 3, right, minus ax plus 3. So this is the function that you have been given. So here's a cube, right, to the power 3. So this is the function you have been given, and you have also been given that x plus 3 is a factor of this function. So x plus 3 is a factor of this function means that when you substitute x minus 3, or when you substitute minus 3 in place of this function, that the remainder of this function should be 0 according to the factor theorem. So you have been given this function and this function as a factor of this function, and you have been asked to find the value of a and the remaining factors of this whole function. So to find the value of a, it is easy first of all to substitute minus 3 and find the value of a, and then find the total function by substituting the found value of a and then finding the remaining factors. So the first of all what I'll do is that since x plus 3 is a factor, I can say that if x plus 3 is a factor, x minus 3 is also a factor, right? X minus 3 is also a factor. So this is in the form of x minus k. So if fx is the function that we are saying and x minus k is a factor of that, we know that the remainder of this is fk from the remainder theorem. And if fk is 0, x minus k is a factor of fx, right? X minus k is a factor of fx. So what I'll do is that I know that k is minus 3 here. So what I'll do is that I'll substitute minus 3 in place of all x's, and I'll equate it to 0 since x plus 3 is a factor, right? So my first step would be something like this. So when I substitute minus 3 here, I will get minus 3 cubed, which is minus 27. So here I get minus 4x squared. So when I substitute minus 3 here, minus 3 squared is 9. 9 times minus 4 is minus 36. So here will be minus 36. Here is minus a times minus 3 is plus 3a. And I have another 3 here, plus 3 here. And since x plus 3 is a factor, this expression should be equal to 0. Right. So minus 27 minus 36 is minus 63, and that minus 63 and this plus 3 will make it to minus 60, and when I take that minus 60 to this side, it will be plus 60. So 3a equals plus 60, so a is equal to 20. Alright. So if a is 20, I can rewrite this function as follows. So I can rewrite this one as x cubed minus 4x squared. So minus ax is now minus 20 times x, which is minus 20x plus 3, right? So this is the function that you have to be, that they have given you. We have to find a. So this is the function that we will be getting after finding the value of a. So you know that x plus 3 is already a factor. So the second part of this question is asking what are the other factors of this function. Now you know that if this is in the form now the highest power of this function is 3. So this is a cubic expression. So since x plus 3 is a factor, the next factors should be either 2 linear factors or 1 quadratic fraction, right? Quadratic function. Alright. So what I'll do is, first of all, now I don't know whether the remaining 2 factors are linear factors in the form of ax plus b, or in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c, which is a quadratic function, right? So first of all, what I'll do is that even whether it's a quadratic function or whether the remaining 2 functions are linear, I know that even 2 linear functions make it to a quadratic function. So what I'll do is that I will first of all find the quadratic function, and if I can't simplify the quadratic function further, I can say that that quadratic function that I found is the next solution, or the only remaining factor of this one apart from x plus 3. So what I'll do first is that I will divide this cube minus 4x squared minus 20x plus 3 by x plus 3. So dividing this function by x plus 3 is the same as this one. So what I'll do here is that I'll write the division algorithm, right? Division algorithm. So I can say this is x cube minus 4x squared minus 20x plus 3 is equal to x plus 3 times some quadratic expression. I will say take it in the general form, ax squared plus bx plus c, right? Ax squared plus bx plus c, right? So if I can find the values of a, b and c, I can find the quadratic expression. So you can say that by equating the coefficients of x cube, that a should be equal to 1, because ax cube is the only cubic expression that you will be possible to get from the right hand side. So a should be equal to 1 by equating the coefficients of x cube, so cubic x's. So a is equal to 1, right? So when I multiply ax squared by x, I will get ax cube, and when I multiply ax squared by 3, I will get 3ax squared. So when I actually compare the coefficients of the left hand side and the right hand side, I can say that in the left hand side the coefficient of x squared is minus 4, and that should be equal to this ax squared times this 3, right? This ax squared times this 3 is 3ax squared, so the coefficient of x squared is 3a here, plus 3a, right? 3a, and when I multiply this bx, by this x, I will get bx squared plus bx squared, and the coefficient of x squared will be plus b. Is plus b, right? So those will be the only coefficients of x squared that I will be getting from the right hand side. Alright, so I already know that a is equal to 1. So if a is equal to 1, b should be equal to minus 4, and when I take it to this side will be minus 7, so b should be minus 7. So b should be minus 7, and I don't have to actually now equate the x's here, because I know that c is a constant, this 3 is a constant. When I multiply this 3 by this c, I'll get a constant which is 3c, and now first of all, as the final step, I can equate the constants. So when I multiply this 3 plus 3 times plus c is plus 3c, and on the right hand I will get plus 3. So 3 is equal to 3c. So again, a will also, as a, c will also be 1, right? So my function, final function, as a quadratic expression, as a product of a quadratic expression and a linear function, will be as follows. So this was the function that we have been given, x cube minus 4x squared minus 20x plus 3 is equal to, so a is equal to 1, right? A is equal to 1, so x squared, so this function will simplify to x squared plus bx, so b is equal to minus 7x, and c is equal to 1 plus 1 times x minus 3, right? X minus 3. So this will be my second step of solving this problem. Alright, so my last step would be, if it is possible to further simplify this quadratic function into two linear expressions, that will be my final step. If I can't do that, this will probably be my final step. So how to find whether this one can be solved into linear expressions? So I will use something like this. Now I can say that x squared minus 7x plus 1 is equal to 0. There are two ways to solve this problem. One way of solving this problem is through the discriminant. So the discriminant is equal to b squared minus 4ac, and here b is equal to minus 7, so b squared is 49, minus 4 times 1 is 4 times 1 times 1, So that will be 49 minus 4 is 43. So delta is equal to 43. So the discriminant is 43, which is positive. So if delta is positive, I should have solutions. The second way of solving this is through completing squares, but that takes some time. However, you can also use the equation to solve this. So x is equal to 7 plus or minus 49 minus 4 divided by 2. So 49 minus 4 is equal to 43. So that will be root 43. So x is equal to 7 plus or minus root 43 by 2. But if I solve it in this way, 7 plus 4 root 43 by 2, which is one solution, and the other solution is 7 minus 4 root 43 by 2. So both solutions will not make me in the form of ax plus b, in which a and b are integers. So I will keep it this way. So I can say that this will be my final solution. I will get solutions for x, but they are not in the form of ax plus b, in which a and b are integers. So I will keep this in this way, and I will not further simplify into this one. So if you really want, you can simplify, but that's of no use. So in this video I explained to you about the factor theorem. So in the next video I will be explaining you about a new concept on functions. And thanks for watching this video, and see you then.